Hey y'all, happy Monday. I'm at I-78 here with you back again. Y'all, there's been a lot going on today, but I hope everyone had a restful weekend and you got the rejuvenation and the strength that you need to get back to it this Monday morning. Um, I'm here for I ain't here for a long time, but a good time. Y'all got some work to do today. I'm actually the only one in the department for the day. So y'all know how that go. But we are going to take a look at Tom Holman. As y'all know, he has been making headlines for his stance on um, immigration and what is being done to get that under control. Uh, he has been the target. Hey, Stoical One, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Hey, Goon. Hey, 18. Welcome, 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 welcome. Y'all, hold on. Okay, so over the weekend there was the Turning Point Summit. Um, and he gave a speech in regards to homeland security and the work that ICE has been doing. I know Eric, yeah, he's straight standing on business, and it got just a teeny weeny bit heated. So we are going to take a look at our new border czar, Tom Homan. So let's take a peek, y'all. Because when I tell you, yeah. Here we go.
All right. That's so I feel kind of bad because you just heard some great preaching. And look, I'm a badass. I say bad things. So look, let me just start out by saying that sometimes I use a bad word, sometimes I'm harsh.
We don't care.
But if I offend anybody here tonight, I don't give a shit.
Thank you. Okay. Viewer discretion, and maybe some offensive language.
This is the second time I came out of retirement for President Trump, who happens to be the greatest president in my lifetime. So I was the first guy the president called, and I remember after the election, I'm out to dinner with my wife, and the phone's sitting on the table, and all of a sudden it rings and says, POTUS. My wife says, shit.
Wow.
She goes, he's going to ask you to come back. So I walked outside, and first thing out of his mouth was, Tom, you've been bitching about it for 4 years. You want to come back and fix it? He says, you're damn right. Let's go.
And that's probably how the conversation went down.
So look.
Hold on. Y'all, that's probably how the conversation went. It probably was that short and that to the point. Like, for real, for real. That's probably how that really went.
Joe Biden took the most secure border of my lifetime under Trump 45 and unsecured it on purpose. The first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose. Wasn't an accident, wasn't mismanagement. So where are we at today? Tonight, as I'm talking to you, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation. In their history. Illegal immigration down 96%. That means 96% less people are coming. With 96% less people coming, how many women aren't being raped by the cartels? How many children aren't dying making that journey? How many pounds of fentanyl isn't getting to the country to kill Americans? How many women and children aren't sex trafficked, unlike the last administration? President Trump's policies are saving lives every day. And look, I wake up like a kid in a candy shop every day because I'm working for this guy. And you know what? Every day is an adventure because I knew he's going to let us do what we do to not only secure the border, but remove millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden let in this country. On top of the success we already had, the last administration, 500,000 children were trafficked into this country. The last administration lost track of 300,000. Trump's already found thousands of these children.
Quick question, y'all. Is the borders are really supposed to be finding people who we lost count of? Like, I'm being serious. Like, is that really what he's supposed to be doing? So is it possible if this man's doing what he's supposed to do, and you know what I'm saying, because that's so effective, he got time to do other stuff? Is that what's happening? But I'm gonna let him speak. Hold on.
Some of the children were with family members, but some of the children were in sex trafficking and forced labor. Matter of fact, one person we found, one male, had custody of over 20 migrant children, many females.
Oh, wow.
And this administration allowed that to happen. President Trump and myself are not going to be satisfied till we find every single child and save them. So, the last administration simply didn't give a shit. They didn't. And it's just terrible. I don't care what side of politics you're on. When you got a child trafficked in this country for forced labor and sex trafficking, all hands should have been on deck. Under President Trump, all hands are on deck. And look, I always get asked the question, why did they open the border up? Why did they do that? Why did they release people? Let me tell you the secret. They played the long game. Let millions of people cross the border, and let's release them. Let's put them in a hotel room at $500 a night. Give them 3 meals a day. Give them free medical care and give them work authorization. That brought the whole world to the greatest nation on earth. We left thousands of empty ICE beds at $127 a night, empty. Thousands of them. They released them to NGOs at $500 a night. Why did they do that? Because they knew if they're in ICE detention, they get a hearing within 40 days. 90% lose their case, they get sent home. That is not what they wanted. They're playing the long game. Let's release them in the community. Wait 3 or 5 years. Pardon me? Are you an MS-13 member? It says so. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I got a question. No. I got a question for you. Why don't you come up here and hand me that picture? Bring it. USA! USA!
Okay, I'm doing a lot.
All right. You got morons like this all over the country. This guy wouldn't notice like the surface nation. This guy ain't got the balls to be an ICE officer. He hasn't got the balls to be a Border Patrol agent. This guy lives in his mother's basement. The only thing that surprises me, you don't have purple hair and a nose ring. Get out of here, you loser.
Ah, wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute.
And hey,
Yeah,
and you're such a badass. Meet me off stage in 13 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh, Lord. Wait, hold on. Anybody supposed to fight? This what we doing? Wait a minute.
I guarantee you, he sits down to pee. Guaranteed. So,
I don't think you want it with him. You might not never get out of jail.
Sanctuary cities. Let me talk about sanctuary cities real quick. Sanctuary cities are pushing back against the Trump agenda. Sanctuary cities are sanctuary for criminals. So sanctuary cities from day one, Chicago says Tom Holman is not welcome in Chicago. I was in Chicago within 24 hours. I've been to New York City. I've been to Denver. And for those folks from Seattle and Portland, I'm on my way to Seattle and Portland. Assholes like this guy think they're going to vilify men and women of ICE, they're going to intimidate or scare us. I'm not going anywhere. Either it's the men and women of ICE. We're going to do the job that President Trump gave us to do. And let's talk about the hate. I've never before seen in my career such hate against the men and women of ICE in the Border Patrol. That gentleman just standing here, he ain't got the balls to put a badge on and go stand there and take the criminals on. The men and women of ICE have a dangerous job already. I was one of them. I was the first director of ICE that actually came up to the ranks. The 20,000 men and women that worked for me, I never asked them to do anything I didn't do myself because I was one of them. I wore the green uniform. I was a Border Patrol agent. I know it's like to stand on a dirt trail at 3 o'clock in the morning. A sensor goes off. What's coming north? They don't know. Is it just an illegal alien looking for a better life? Or is it a heavily armed drug smuggler? They don't know, but they're going to stand there and take it on. These are the bravest men and women this nation has. I'm actually kind of happy right now. When I pulled into the event tonight, there was no protesters. I love protesters. I love them. That means your message is getting out. My detail will tell you, if protesters don't show up, I'm extremely disappointed. But the hate is incredible. It's just moved from protesting, which I support. You want to protest ICE? Shame on you, but have that. That's your First Amendment rights. You want to disagree with Trump policies? Okay, you have the right. You have the right to disagree. But I said from day one, if you cross that line and put hands on an ICE officer, you're going to jail. You impede an ICE officer or Border Patrol agent, you're going to jail. You put hands on them, you're going to jail. You harbor and conceal an illegal alien, you're going to jail. I don't give a shit who you are. Well, the danger facing ICE and Border Patrol right now, I've never seen it before in my career, and I've been doing this since 1984. Throwing Molotov cocktails at officers. The other day, they tried to ambush officers in Alvarado. Almost a dozen people, many with automatic weapons. Trying to kill an ICE officer for what? For enforcing the laws of this country? You got members of Congress comparing ICE to Nazis and racists. You got Tim Walz, another loser, who compares them to the Gestapo. And understand this, these members of Congress that are vilifying them, the ICE officers are simply enforcing the law that they wrote, that they enacted. If ICE officers are racist for enforcing the law, what's that make members of Congress? They wrote the damn law.
Just come on out and follow the instructions.
So we're going to prosecute every person that crosses that line. Last night, I was sitting on my couch, actually had a few hours off. I got a tough boss. You don't give me a day off. Last time I'm sitting on the couch, my phone rings. POTUS. He's watching TV and he saw the stones being thrown at ICE vehicles while they're departing an operation. He said, Tom, I'm sick and tired of this. We need to take action. I said, I'm with you. So he sent a tweet out last night. ICE officers will use whatever means necessary to arrest every one of those people that throw a rock.
Don't nobody have a problem with working people.
The games are over.
That part blacked out.
I'm tired of this shit.
You and me, you and me both. Hold
and for those people,
you and me both. Folks kill me being either all in when, you know what I'm saying, either being all in or nonchalant, depending on what's going on. Most folks out here they don't have a square to stand on. They're just twisting in the wind. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the me and mine mentality. You know what I'm saying? Not being intelligent to know that, you know what I'm saying, laws that are being passed, how those laws are being handed down, who's in charge of those laws, and what's going on around you is going to affect you and yours. Like, why folks acting, you know what I'm saying, like they don't understand that. Like, let's be for real. And again, as far as all of this, you know what I'm saying, all you got to do, I ain't even gonna call it conformity, just compliance. Somebody was talking about, you know what I'm saying, they're smashing windows and and tear gas and all that kind of stuff. If they come and tell you to come outside, all you got to do is come outside. Then you ain't got to worry about nobody breaking no windows. You ain't got to worry about no tear gas. You ain't got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, no getting shot. You ain't got to worry about none of that. Same thing. It's just like if you get pulled over. If you remain calm and ask questions for understanding and not start out, you know what I'm saying, combative and violent, the likelihood of you leaving that altercation unscathed is severely increased. It's increased. But if you pull over and roll the window down and start out, you know what I'm saying, with mace and tear gas and cussing and yelling and screaming and talking about what you ain't gonna do and this and that and the fourth, then yeah, the likelihood of you getting jacked up is real high. The likelihood of them dragging you out by your fingernails is gonna be real high. The likelihood of them, as my grandma would say, sticking their foot in your ass is high. I done been pulled over before. I'm still here to tell y'all all about it. Cause I know how to act. Cause I was raised by who? My parents. So young with time, I'm sick of this. Let's get on back to it. Act like you got some sense and your outcomes will be a lot better.
I want to protest ICE. I feel bad. I just had someone preaching and I'm up here, whatever, right?
Right. We can't worry about that right now.
If these protesters, these people with purple hair with a nose ring living in their parents' basement who don't work and want to go protest ICE, they're getting paid by people. If they think they're going to stop ICE or stop Border Patrol from doing their job, they got another thing coming. Because every time they double down, we're going to triple down. I had 1,000 protesters at my house about a month ago. Good for them. I wasn't even there. My wife's in Italy. So what the hell are they doing? They said they weren't very smart. But they don't understand. We're on a mission to make this country safe again. Every public safety threat, every national security threat we take off the streets of this country makes this country safer. And for those people who say, well, this mass deportation operation, what a racist and un-American thing to say. No, 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 no. We just spent 4 years of massive illegal migration. We're 10.5 million illegal aliens.
Hold up. One thing. I need y'all to get clear on what racism is. Racism and prejudice. I need y'all to get clear because y'all love to want to call prejudice racism and then don't even and then applaud a racist process that you a part of. You can't speak racism. You can speak prejudice though. We're talking about don't go to Mexico. Child, please. These people, you can't tell these people not to go to Mexico. Nah, they want to go to Mexico and party and drink up all them people tequila and tab stuff and buy all they, you know what I'm saying, look, go shopping and all of that and come on back. These people ain't never finna stop going to Mexico. Never gonna stop going to Mexico. But stay over there too long and see what happens. Stay past your visa date and see what happens. Just saw a video of a chick, you know what I'm saying, went over there and thought she was gonna, you know what I'm saying, kick her heels up and be chilling. First off, she got over there and ran out of money because she ain't know how to calculate. And number two, she went over there popping off at the mouth, being all Americanized and messed around and got arrested. And that's how they found out that, you know, saying she should have been had herself back over here on this America soil. So what they do, they sent that ass back over here. What she do, want to try to get slick, got jacked up again. It took her 4 flights to get back over here because she couldn't follow simple instructions. Yeah, they be putting hands. They don't care. My thing is, I don't care if you acting up and you act like you can't follow simple instructions and have, you know what I'm saying, just bare bones respect for law enforcement. I don't care if they put their hands on you. I do not care. I do not care. Act like you got some sense. Just because you in America, that doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want to do and can't nobody say nothing to you. That's not how that works. It don't work like that over here. It don't work like that over there. So if we over here and we got to abide by, you're saying, laws and rules and regulations, then anybody coming over here got to abide by them same rules and regulations. When you go to somebody else's country, you need to abide by their rules and regulations. But see, what we do is we don't take time to figure out what the rules and regulations are, and we figure just because we Americans, we can do what we want to do, and it don't be rolling like that. What you say, Black Couch? Exactly, exactly. But again, they get it from the people that's here. I just don't understand how, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, make sure your fellow brethren is on this, since everybody is into equality, that, you know what I'm saying, and we all supposed to be the same, then let us all be the same. Let us all get to the same level first before you start trying to add other people in. Because when you go to these other countries, that's how they do. Oh, you from America? Okay, well, you got to hold on over here in this group until we get over here, until we get our people straight, and then we're going to let you come in and work with what we got left. That's how they rolling. Hey, Wolfpack, how you doing? But you're saying we'll leapfrog over our people and try to boost up other folk. And black people good for that nonsense. We good for that. But that's for another time. That's another time. What you say? Anybody in the chat talk about Epstein and Palestine and Orange Taco? Yeah, any of that you gonna have to get blocked. We not doing any of that foolishness. But again, the we'll have to answer the question from the guy that got blocked. We gonna have a conversation about them Epstein files, because it's a few things I need to get y'all to understand about that. But we gonna finish this up real quick.
This came to this nation, to our borders. They're demanding due process. They're demanding
Now
the
make
right
sure
to
you hit
claim
the like
asylum.
button and
They
subscribe
demand the
if
right
you
to see
have
a
not.
judge. Okay. But at the end of that process, he says you're going home,
There's
you're
a lot of
going
people on
home.
that list, Alex. So
Because that's
what?
due process.
Ain't that man dead? This is what it is.
We don't have a choice. What's the choice? Let him stay? Is that the choice? Because if you don't show consequences, you're never going to fix the problem. And the
Ooh,
next
that
president
part right
comes in
there,
and
sir.
undoes all
Hold
the
up. You
success
done
we're
you done
doing.
spoke you done spoke a bar. First of all, that's a rule for life. That ain't even got nothing to do with immigration or illegals or anything of that nature. That's a rule for life. You have rules, and with rules, you got to have consequences for breaking said rules. And if you break said rules, you must face the consequences. Otherwise, there are no rules. This is simple. This real simple, but internet got people thinking, you know what I'm saying, you can get around that. You can't get around that. And even if you do figure out how to get around that on earth, when it's time to go meet your maker, you ain't getting away from it then. So you might as well go ahead and get real comfortable about how rules and consequences work here, so that when you get to the other side, you ain't got to worry about none of that. Okay, Alex, what crimes? What actual factual that you can pull up and bring up the statute and bring up the proof to where those actual statutes were violated, and then we can talk. We can talk. Exactly, Black Couch. Yeah, we got enough problems over here. We don't have time to be trying to work out nobody, help nobody else work their stuff out. We got stuff over here we got to get together. We are not in a position where we have the time or the resources or the knowledge to be trying to help people work their stuff out. Okay, Alex, again, where is the actual proof? Because again, this is why half of that got kicked out, because the statutes, the way they were written and what was presented, did not prove violation of them statutes that actually was just written. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. If you run a traffic light, should you receive the death penalty? If you're running the traffic light kill some other people, then maybe yeah. Okay, Michael, I where? Because they yeah, they can. Even with a green card, I think you have a certain amount of time where if you get caught violating, you can still get sent back. Juan, that is absolutely not true. Because again, if the Republicans have been the problem, then you've had in the last 20 years, four, you've had 12 of the last 20 years to get that together because you was under Democratic leadership. What happened? Trump just got here. Before him, you had 4 years of Biden, who was a Democrat. Before that, you had 4 years of Trump. Before that, you had 8 years of Obama, who was a Democrat. So 12 of the last 20 been under Democratic leadership. What is the problem? Let me know something. Let me know something. I'm just confused. You act like we've been under Republican leadership nonstop for the last 200 years. That's not it. Child, okay, hold up. Fly time, you say it's about white supremacy pushing out the working class for cheap labor. Um, it's white people part of the working class. So you saying the white supremacists is pushing out their own people? That's what you're saying? That's what we're saying. I'm just trying to be clear about what's going on. If you falsifying business records in the first degree, should there be any consequences? If you can actually prove that one particular person did it and not somebody who worked for that person, because there's something different. Just like with the whole Stormy Daniels situation, the lawyer is the one who took out the second mortgage to pay her. He didn't go get that money out of Donald Trump's bank account. So we can't then say that Donald Trump paid her because that ain't what happened. That's what's up with it. I'm just saying, like, call a spade a spade. Now, I'm not standing here saying that, you know what I'm saying, everything Donald Trump do is on point, and everything that Biden did was wrong, and everything that Obama did was wrong, and everything that, you know what I'm saying, Baby Bush did was wrong. All of them did some right, all of them did some wrong. But you gotta call a spade a spade. Just because you're a Democrat don't mean, you know what I'm saying, that they walking on water with Jesus and you know what I'm saying, Republicans is the devil. And if you're a Republican, it don't mean you sit up there walking on water with Jesus and the Democrats is the devil. That it shouldn't mean that. Because again, if that's your mindset, then you're not really a supporter of the party. You on some brainwashed cult nonsense, and we ain't talking to you in the beginning. What's going on, big sis? I'm gonna have this wrapped up by the time you come on at noon. Yeah, because this right here is I'm trying to work too, but Chinese folks is on some other type of time. I'm just saying, like, supporting your party means that you have the girl, yeah, that's how they be trying to act. I can't. Supporting your party means that you are able to use some common sense and be able to see the positive as well as the negatives that's going on in your party, and therefore as far as the negatives are concerned, you are able to you're able to analyze it and you know what I'm saying, see where you can turn that negative into a positive. It's called growth. But too many of y'all is caught up in your feelings and this and that and the all, and y'all out here, you know what I'm saying, fighting in the streets and willing to die for people that wouldn't spit on you if your ass was on fire. Wouldn't be at near one of y'all funerals about nothing. Now I can't say that for Donald Trump. The he will show up at your oh, see, yeah. Thank you, sis. I was about to get that. We're not doing all of this. This is what I'm talking about. Foolishness. You ain't showing up to bring nothing positive to the table. You just showing up to be in the midst of your feelings. Now we over here trying to talk about what's going on and how this man say he gonna keep our country safe. Now it ain't been, but we ain't even at 6 months because the day only the 14th. Inauguration was on the 20th. We're not even 6 months into this good. And y'all already hollering about what ain't gonna happen and what he gonna do. The tongue is powerful. So if you keep sitting around talking about, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna be any good, you know what I'm saying, it's all, you know what I'm saying, fire and brimstone, it's all hell, then for you, that's what it's gonna be. Because that's what you put into the atmosphere. That's what you put out here. But again, if you somebody who like, you know what, let me get it some time. Let me see how this is gonna work and actually, you know what I'm saying, keep up with the progress or the lack thereof, then you can come and have this conversation in another 3 years and be like, okay, well, you know, Trump and Holman didn't really, you know what I'm saying, handle this border situation like they said they would. Or you can come back and say, well, I mean, they did what they said they was gonna do. However, it could have been A, B, C, and D. Y'all just want to come on. Like this man could do everything he said he was gonna do, send him back over on private, you know what I'm saying, private planes with champagne and beluga caviar, y'all would still be bitching and complaining. Meanwhile, when you get ready to go somewhere, you got to get on the damn Spirit and hope that bitch stay in the air. You would still be complaining. Get y'all lives together. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm talking about. You don't have to like it. And again, and this is something my father told me one time because I remember I was, you know, going off about our mayor. He was like, well, if you ain't feeling it and you feel like you can do better, then go ahead and run. Go ahead and get involved and spark some kind of change. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Well, a lot of people just want to be running all off at the mouth. And then when somebody be like, okay, well, what would you do? They ain't got nothing to say. Exactly, sis. No one should be trying to work to appease everyone. You can't do it. You can't do it. Because you got the I'm gonna call them the David Koresh coalition. You got people who, you know what I'm saying, they latch on and just get fanatical. Then you got other people who, again, if it ain't really affecting me and mine, not knowing that what's going on July 14th, 2025 could affect you July 14th, 2030. Today is just today. Tomorrow's tomorrow. The day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the week after that, and the month after that, and the year after that is what y'all need to be concerned with. Because it feel good today, don't mean it's gonna feel good in 5 years. Because your life is hard today, don't mean it's gonna be hard in 5 years. Lay some groundwork. See, I ain't come up on here trying to preach. I ain't even come, but I'm just saying, like, some of y'all in these, yeah, because y'all did this shit Friday too, with these crazy comments. And then be the main ones, you know what I'm saying, down at the city hall talking about how you can't get no help. But had you listened to somebody, you might not need help. That's all I'm saying. What you do today will affect tomorrow. Even a little bit of progress is progress. But on that, I'm gonna let Tom keep talking. Damn.
Bottom line is, we're going to enforce the law, unlike the last administration. We're going to hold people accountable. We will continue to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats because they're the most important, they're the most dangerous to the community. But I'll say it again, if you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime. It's not okay to ignore a judge's order of deportation. We're looking for you. We got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this nation. We got one point.
Hold it. Okay. So, quick question, y'all. Would you say your vote is at work and it's working out phenomenal for you? That is fantastic, Eric. And because I know you, I know that, you know what I'm saying, because it's working for you, you're going to continue to work your plan, and it's going to continue to, you know what I'm saying, your fruits of your labor is going to continue to multiply. Would you say, big sis? Yeah, accountability. Girl, you know that what sis. Listen, I just saw some foolishness. I was watching Beans this morning. Girl, he pulled out this clip for this interview. I I had to rewind it 4 times after he played it 3 times to make sure I heard what I heard. This chick was talking about accountability. You girl, oh yeah, we might have to tag team on that one because I ain't never in my life, not never. I was too done. Done. So again, this man said if they have reports and can verify that they got 600,000, even if it was only 600 people, if they got, you're saying, verified information that these people was criminals in their home country and they done criminal activity here, why y'all mad it's time for them to go? Because you could be the next person that commits some crime against. But see, because it ain't happened to you yet, it ain't a problem. Look, y'all got to, y'all, what my boy Derek Gang said, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Like, y'all need to quit playing. What you say, Black, they got to go? I'm just saying. Like, y'all claim, you know what I'm saying, that the world is so, you know what I'm saying, evil and horrible, and you can't sleep with your, you know what I'm saying, your doors and your windows open, and your kids can't go outside and play, and this and that in the woo. Then shouldn't you want to get rid of people who be participating in that kind of activity? Shouldn't you want them to go back to where they came from? And for the ones who from here who do that kind of stuff, shouldn't you want them held accountable? But we so stuck in the it's all right for you to be free long as you pay me mindset. This is why we can't get nothing under control. What's going on, Death Reaper? I'm just saying. With all of this, you know what I'm saying, Me Too and all of that kind of nonsense, y'all have made it okay for folks to violate you and do you any kind of old way, and they be out walking the streets. As long as they pay you, it's all right. So at this point, you know what? I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna keep that to myself. It's too early in the morning for that. It's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. So again, this man said he got paperwork, and he looking for these people. Let that man look for the people. Exactly. They only want accountability when it affects them directly. And again, because it ain't affecting you directly today, it might affect you 2 weeks from now. It might affect you 2 months from now. It might affect you 2 years from now. But if you shutting the man down now, when it happened to you 2 years from now, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. That's all I'm saying.
4 million illegal aliens who had due process
Let me
at
look at this
great
dude.
taxpayer expense were
He look
ordered
like he got
removed
time.
and never left. They became a fugitive, and we're looking for you too. We're going to run this operation because President Trump was elected for this issue.
He was.
Let's talk about President Trump for a moment. I say this all the time, media goes nuts. President Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime.
And if that's how that man feels, that's how he feels. If you disagree, then it's okay for you to disagree.
Under his leadership, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation, and we did that in 7 weeks.
Across that bitch. That's all I'm saying.
President Trump is a bad word.
Now, if ain't nobody coming through, ain't nobody. My bad, y'all. I messed up. You might hear something again. It'll be all right. If ain't nobody coming through, including ain't nobody coming through, because even the Democrats had to admit that the reports they get ain't nobody coming through. So what we doing? And again, we got homelessness on a record level. We got, even where I live, y'all, they everywhere. When I say everywhere, they sleeping on the underpasses. They taking up. So the neighborhood that I live in is like right off of it's between two major streets in this city. And on one major street is literally like right off the interstate. So this is like, you know what I'm saying, when you get your gas, you get your food. So it's like everything. You got, you know what I'm saying, Exxon, you got Quick Trip, you got McDonald's, you got, you know what I'm saying, Taco Bell, Burger King. Like all of this is off of this exit. And so it was the Wendy's. The Wendy's, I don't know why the Wendy's closed, but like literally, I went to that Wendy's on Monday for lunch. On Tuesday, the signs was gone, and by Friday, it was a pile of rubble. The homeless have literally taken that space, because I mean, when I say they took everything, even the foundation slab, all you see is tents and rope hanging and clothes flapping. Like when I say, these people are everywhere. So shouldn't we, child, Death Reaper, let me tell you about that. Child, yeah, Wendy's onion strong. Wendy's need to get rid of them fries ain't it. We finna go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Them fries ain't it. But so, you know what I'm saying, with the Wendy's, it was a gas station, and then the Wendy's, and then there was a Gap, and then after the Gap, it was a hotel. Y'all, in the gap between the before the Wendy's, you know what I'm saying, was torn down. In the gap between the Wendy's and the hotel, all you saw was tents and you smoke from the grills, you know what I'm saying, and all the like these people everywhere. We need to get that together before we start, you know what I'm saying, trying to open up and you know, all people say clean your house before you invite company. We need to get these people up off the street because after a while, them people start, you're saying, resorting to crime. Some of them start resorting to crime because they feel like they don't have no other choice because it's cold and they hungry. Well, it's raining and it's this and it's that, and you're saying you're saying addicted to whatever it is they doing. Same thing with you're saying the prostitution population because see they be up there mixed up in all of that too. After a while, you're saying you're saying out there turning their tricks and whatnot, and they ain't got their percentage up. You know what I'm saying for the pimp man. Then you'll say they got the result of busting you in your head because they got to get the little few dollars you got. So you know what I'm saying, the dope man don't stick his foot in their ass. Like, we got to take care of what's going on over here before we start worrying about other people. That's all I'm saying. What you say, Eric? The also no good Democrats passed the bill to give illegal immigrants 50,000 in your state. I saw that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Hold on, what's this? See, let me ask you a simple question. If somebody in the country commits a crime, why would you want to deport them without having a trial instead of having them? Wait a minute. Why would you want to deport them without having a trial instead of having them punished by the justice system? Well, first of all, if you ain't supposed to be over here, why would I want to spend my taxpayer money on having a trial for you? I can just send you back to where you came from. I mean, like for real. Because anytime you have a trial, those are taxpayer dollars, and ask them people down there in Georgia because now they got to turn around and foot the bill for Fannie Willis going after Trump on that foolishness. They got to pay for that. They got to pay for the 600 some odd $1,000 she gave to her boyfriend to do nothing. So why would you want to pay for that when you gonna have this same? Well, you could have lower taxes because now their taxes gonna have to go up to cover this to and use that money to get your people together. Okay, sir, Sergio, just because you don't go to jail does not mean you didn't do it. This simple. Just because you didn't go to jail don't mean you ain't do it. Ain't that what y'all said about Trump? Ain't that what y'all said about Joe? So what we doing? Oh, that's tomorrow. Um, just because you didn't go to jail don't mean you didn't do it. So again, why would we want to spend our money on that when we could spend our money on us? Would you rather spend your money on you than spend it on your boss? I'm just saying. What you say? Oh wait, because one, you are saying that someone may not be punished at all, and people may be punished on a level that's disproportionate to a crime, if any crime was committed at all. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, That happens everywhere. I could go do something and I might get away with it. Somebody else might do it and you know what I'm saying, be sitting down at the county jail for 2 years and lose everything before they even go on trial. So I mean, that ain't really I don't get it. What you say, Black Couch is a very high percentage of immigrants that are on taxpayer benefits. Okay, do you know how much of your tax money goes to rich company subsidies? A lot of those subsidies keep us employed. What we saying? Y'all gotta understand how corporate business work. That's why it's the difference between co- corporations and small business. That's why they different. My business is far different from the one I work from. That's why the check from the one I work for right now is bigger than the one I give myself from my business. What are we talking? Child Black Couch, we ain't even gonna child let folk. We gonna go on back over here and see where we at with this.
And for those people that want to protest ICE, I feel bad. I just had someone preaching and I'm up here.
Y'all over this damn
Whatever.
protesting. Y'all got time for that. I don't. Got things to do.
If these protesters, these people with purple hair with a nose ring living in their parents' basement who don't work and want to go protest ICE, they're getting paid by people. If they think they're going to stop ICE or stop Border Patrol from doing their job, they got another thing coming. Because every time they double down, we're going to triple down.
He got time, y'all. He got time for this. What am I looking for?
I had 1,000 protesters at my house about a month ago.
Put one through the house. That's how you get your ass shot.
Good for them. I wasn't even there. My wife's in Italy. So what the hell are they doing? They said they weren't very smart.
Yeah, we talking about
but they don't
research.
understand. We're on a mission to make this country safe again. Every public safety threat, every national security threat we take off the streets of this country makes this country safer. And for those people who say, well, this mass deportation operation, what a racist and un-American thing to say. No, 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 no. We just spent 4 years of massive illegal migration where 10.5 million illegal aliens came to this nation, to our borders. They're demanding due process. They're demanding the right to claim asylum. They demand the right to see a judge. Okay, but at the end of that process, he says you're going home, you're going home. Because that's due process.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. What's the choice? Let him stay? Is that the choice? Because if you don't show consequences, you're never going to fix the problem. And the next president comes in and undoes all the success we're doing. Bottom line is, we're going to enforce the law, unlike the last administration. We're going to hold people accountable. We will continue to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats because they're the most important, they're the most dangerous to the community. But I'll say it again, if you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime. It's not okay to ignore a judge's order of deportation. We're looking for you. We got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this nation. We got 1.4 million illegal aliens who had due process at great taxpayer expense, were ordered removed and never left. They became a fugitive, and we're looking for you too.
Told you to get out.
We're going to run this operation because President Trump was elected for this issue. Let's talk about President Trump for a moment. I say this all the time, media goes nuts. President Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime. Under his leadership, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation, and we did that in 7 weeks. President Trump did in 7 weeks what Joe Biden couldn't or wouldn't do in 4 years. President Trump, I was at the RNC, I made a statement at the RNC, said, I think President Trump's going to designate the criminal cartels of Mexico as terrorist organizations. And you know what? He damn well did it. They are now designated terrorist organizations. And President Trump will wipe these cartels off the face of the earth. On a personal note, the biggest hero of my life was my father, war hero from WW2. Well, I spent hundreds of hours I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours with President Trump, either in the Oval Office on Air Force One or at outside events. I love this guy. I respect this man. He loves this country like I've never seen anybody love it before. He wants an American flag on every front porch. He wants the laws enforced. He wants law enforcement to be respected again. To me, that makes him one of the greatest presidents ever. He brought me on the second time. My wife's still pissed off. I came out of retirement the second time. Absolutely, she's pissed off a little bit, but she got over it. Because she understood what Biden did to this border. 10.5 million illegal aliens to this border. A record number of terrorist watch lists, over 400. Over 400 people, terrorist watch lists were called the southern border under 4 years of Biden. Under Trump, 45, we had 14. Biden had 400. How many we had since January 20th of this year? 0. How many releases that we had? 0. Let me give you the comparison here. So yesterday I was looking at the numbers, and under Joe Biden, on an average day, 1,800 gotaways that we knew about. 1,800 people cross the border. We don't know who they are, where they came from, or why they're here. 1,800 a day. You know how many there was yesterday? 11. 11 from 1,800. How many people crossed the southern border yesterday? 30, it was 15,000 under Biden some days. Yesterday, 9 were arrested at the border and immediately returned. 9. Sex trafficking has plummeted because the border is secure. Fentanyl overdose deaths have plummeted in this country.
Hold on. Okay, so he's talking about the trafficking, right? He just said the trafficking, you're saying rates are plummeting because of the border security. I thought Epstein was the problem. Thought Epstein was the problem. But I keep in mind, Epstein had a jet, so he wasn't going back and forth across the border. So I'm gonna need y'all to decide which is the problem. Epstein, who ain't here no more, since y'all want to keep talking about that, or the border. Does everyday Joe, working man, you know what I'm saying, making decent money, who was participating in that nonsense, was he getting his chicks from Epstein, or was he getting them chicks from Jose, who bringing them from across the border? You know, when he hit the website, you know what I'm saying, to get certified, to be verified, to go pick up one of them at the border, was he talking to Epstein, or was he talking to Julio Suarez? So I need y'all. We need to decide what's more important: Epstein or Julio and them at the border doing dirt. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna let Tom keep talking.
Because we have a secure border. We have already arrested thousands of national security threats and deported them from this country. And the men and women of ICE have already arrested and deported 150,000 illegal aliens, most of them convictions. And I'll say this: I get a lot of mail. Say, Holman, that's not enough. We want more arrested. We want more deported. Well, let me tell you this: we got the big, beautiful bill. You think we're doing good now? Just wait to see what happens. And for the haters, let me leave. I got 1 minute left. Let me leave a little message for the protesters, the haters, the criminals, the ones that want to threaten ICE officers, threaten their wives, threaten their children. They're doxing not only the officers, they're doxing their spouse, they're doxing their children. They're being bullied in churches and schools throughout the nation. I get death threats all the time. You know what? I'm sick of the assholes. You want some? Come get some. And I'm tired of it. Tired of it. For the men and women of ICE, I deserve your respect. They're the finest 1% the country has. And Tom Holman isn't going anywhere. Tom Holman isn't shutting up. Tom Holman going to run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen. Take it to the bank.
Not to the bank. Listen, he said take it to the bank. So this, I'm gonna make this last point because, like I said, we got to wrap this on up. Y'all don't like Holman. Is it that you just genuinely don't like him and don't agree with him, or is it you don't like him because he is currently working for Donald Trump? Put a 1 in the chat if you just don't like him. It don't matter who he worked for, or what he's doing. And put a 2 if you just don't like him because he worked for Trump right now. Hey, this Tuesday, what you say? You love him and respect him. Okay, cool. Is that because you're saying of him as a person and his body of work, or just because he is under the Trump administration? Okay, Def Repo, what's the 0? Okay, Miss Tuesday say he is truly for the American people. Black Cat 0. Okay, all dumb reasons. Okay, the fashioner. Listen, I mean, if those are her reasons, those are her reasons, and I applaud her for actually saying that, because I mean, it's what, 250 people in this chat. She's so far the only one who said anything because he's doing his job. Okay, so you have respect for people who, you know what I'm saying, accept the job offer and actually carry out the duties listed in said job offer. Okay. What you say? So I be calling time myself. Listen. Okay, Black Cat said from the same. Wolfpack said Holman don't play. Okay. So how many of y'all know that Trump is not the only president that Holman's worked for? Like, for real, for real. How many of y'all knew that? What you say, Miss Tuesday? I respect people who are willing to put their life on the line to keep America free and safe. Okay. He's doing this by removing illegals. Okay. Okay, Cynthia, you say you do? Okay, cool. You knew that? All right. So he worked for 4 administrations from Black Couch. Hold on. Yeah. I was trying to, yeah. He's going to count Trump once. Yeah. And all administrations that he worked for were not Republican administrations. He actually worked under Obama. Yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah, he actually, he worked under Obama. Let me see what he did over there. So, is it possible to separate your personal feelings from the requirements of a job that you signed up to perform? Is being in 100% agreement and liking your boss an absolute requirement? Because if that's the case, I missed the memo. Like, let me know. Ain't nobody talking about. I know nobody talking about that. Like, listen, y'all. When I tell you, I had some bosses that you're saying love to pieces, and I still talk to them even though we don't work together no more. And I got some other ones, but if I see them in the street, I might have to do a little bit of time. Like, listen, it is what it is. But one thing I did learn is you're saying the ones that did me dirty. After I said, you know what I'm saying, after, you know what I'm saying, I, went on and did what I needed to do. And as time went on, they got the same treatment they gave me 10 times over. I saw one the other day, down bad, down all the way bad. But did me dirty though. To try to save herself. Did me dirty trying to save herself. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful. And I mean, sometimes again, that's what I was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Today affecting later on. Cause I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I didn't spaz out, you know what I'm saying, and do something, you know what I'm saying, that was gonna have permanent consequences that particular day. The months later, when, you know what I'm saying, I ran into them, life had been taking care of them for me. I didn't even have to worry about it. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's most unfortunate. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, mm-hmm. You get back some of that dirt. And another thing about karma, it don't always, even though you did it, the karma don't always hit you. It could hit your spouse. It could hit one of your parents. It could hit your kids. Like I've seen it, like we talking about in work situations where you're saying the manager was doing dirt, but the karma messed around and hit the team. Skipped over the manager and hit the team. So you gotta be careful. You got to be careful. So yeah, again, y'all, just because you know what I'm saying, not, in agreement with what he doing, that doesn't mean hate him because he's doing the job that he signed up to do. That's all. And his resume clearly demonstrates that he is able to separate his political affiliations from the job that he's supposed to be doing. And if he didn't believe in a job, I don't think he would keep taking these because all of these assignments are similar. If he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, committed to the cause. So in my estimation and my, you know what I'm saying, analysis of, you know what I'm saying, the information that's been presented to me, Holman is standing on business. He holding frame. So yeah, I mean, y'all could be mad about it if you want to, but that's what it is. And hell, who's to say that, you know, say after Trump finishes his current term, the next president don't call him up and be like, "Hey, Tom, can you keep this border tight for me?" You'll never know. So I mean, good work, good work speaks for itself. I'm gonna say that. Good work speaks for itself. So again, that's why if my name on it, I'm doing all I can to make sure it's right. You will not be coming back talk about, oh, well, someone's, you know, say, oh, she did this and she did that, and no, not because I no. So like I still have, you know, what I'm saying, coworkers and things, especially like from my last position, that, you know, what I'm saying, call me because they need help because my work spoke for itself. So y'all, just lesson from this: chill out. I knew that wasn't sinking. Um, just calm down, get out your feelings, give this time, and you know, what I'm saying, do some analysis to see if this approach is working, and or if it's not, and if it's not, what can we do to make it better? That's all I'm saying. Okay, y'all. Speaking of work, I got to get something done. We will be back because our president is actually he is currently participating in a faith luncheon. We're not gonna show that, but he is also scheduled to have a couple of meetings today. There's been some rumbling that he might come on at some point and talk about some updates regarding, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in Russia. If that pops off, I'm gonna bring it to you because we got to know what's happening over there. He got a little tariff business going on. Um, okay, so yeah, he is talking to let me see. Yeah, he's having a NATO meeting. So yeah, I'll get that to y'all later on today probably. Um, Once I find out what's going on with this. Wait a minute, what's Child, what is going on in Georgia? Child. See what I'm talking about. Y'all be talking about people ain't committing no yeah, get out your bed. Ain't committing no. There's all kind of crime going on, y'all. There's all kind of tragedy and sorrow. Y'all worrying about people who ain't even supposed to be over here and making life comfortable for them. When we just had a fire this morning in a nursing home that you know what I'm saying claimed the lives of 9 people, and then you got another 30 people that's messed up. Like we ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Oh yeah, okay. Make sure you keep that. That's what we need to be concerned about. Like, why were those people forced to be in a nursing home instead of at home with their loved ones? That's the kind of stuff we need to be concerned with. But on that note, y'all, like I said, I got some work to do so that I can come back and make sure y'all keep getting the best in information. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. Hit the like button if you have not. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. In the words of Big Sis, if you still listening, I will be there at noon. Um, Everyone else, make sure you got your notifications on because, like I said, we will see what's going on with this Oval Office meeting with NATO. So we'll have that, and then looks like he got something else popping off too. So I will see y'all later. Again, have a fantastic Monday, and I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I will see y'all later. Take care.